Today we're diving into one of the most profound stories Jesus ever told. It's the parable of the vineyard from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 21. Now you know a parable is an earthly story with a heavenly meaning, and this one, well, it starts out simple enough, but it unfolds into this stunning revelation about God, about us, and about the very nature of salvation itself.
See, at its heart, this is so much more than a story about a landowner and some bad tenants. It's a parable that pulls back the curtain on a deep spiritual reality. It reveals a mercy that is so patient, so persistent, that it actually exposes the insanity of rejecting it. And that's the divine mystery we're going to explore.
So Jesus starts by painting a picture his audience would have completely understood. He sets this scene of absolute total provision, a world where everything you could possibly need for success and for a great harvest has already been given.
And notice the incredible detail here. Matthew 21, verse 33, tells us the owner didn't just plant a vineyard. No, he built a fence around it, he dug a winepress in it, and he put up a watchtower. I mean, nothing was left out. This isn't just about farming, of course. Each of these details points to God's complete provision for his people, Israel, the promised land, the sacred covenant, the guiding law, and the voice of the prophets.
So the story begins in this place of perfect order, of perfect logic. The owner has done everything right, and the tenants have everything they need. All that's left is for them to do their work and for the owner to get his rightful share. It's a completely reasonable expectation, right?
And this is where the story just takes a shocking, violent turn. All those reasonable expectations, they're completely shattered by an inexplicable rebellion. The tenants' actions defy all logic, and they escalate from just simple disobedience into something much, much darker.
When the owner sends his servants to collect the fruit, the response isn't just defiant. It's pure madness. They beat the first one, they kill the second, and they stone the third. This isn't some calculated rebellion for profit or for leverage. It's a spiral of senseless, self-destructive violence.
I mean, think about it. What could they possibly gain from this? By killing the owner's messengers, they are guaranteeing a response. Their behavior goes way beyond any strategic goal and just enters the realm of a pure irrational rejection of the owner's authority.
Okay, so if the tenant's response was madness, the owner's response is, by our human standards, just as baffling. Instead of immediate, overwhelming force, he responds with a patience that is almost unbelievable. And it's right here that the parable's deepest truth really begins to emerge.
The owner uses what can only be described as a patient, madness-breaking mercy. His goal isn't just to collect his fruit anymore. It's to extend patience so far past the point of reason that it exposes the depth of the tenant's rebellion for exactly what it is: insanity.
And this just brilliantly illustrates the heart of God. After the first servants are brutalized and killed, what does the owner do? He sends even more. This perfectly mirrors God's own history with Israel, sending prophet after prophet, from Isaiah to John the Baptist, who were rejected, ignored, and so often killed. This isn't weakness on God's part. It's a relentless, pursuing love.
So now the story builds to its climax. After every single messenger has been rejected, the owner makes a final, desperate, and incredibly vulnerable appeal. It's a move that defies all human strategy, and really, it reveals the very heart of God.
Seriously, just put yourself in this position for a second. Your property is being destroyed. Your messengers are being murdered. What could you possibly do next that wouldn't involve just overwhelming force? The tension in the story right here is just immense.
And here it is, the divine logic that shatters our own. The owner says, "I will send my son. Surely they will respect my son." Now, from a human perspective, this is delusional, right? Why would you send your most precious child into a death trap? But in the economy of God, this is the ultimate expression of love.
And the tenant's response? It unmasks their madness completely. This is the heir, they say. Come, let's kill him and take his inheritance. This is a complete break from reality. How could they possibly think that by killing the son, the vineyard would somehow become theirs? This is the core truth Jesus is revealing. Rejecting the Son of God is the ultimate form of madness.
Once the Son himself is rejected and murdered, the story reaches its inevitable, tragic conclusion. The patient mercy has been offered for the very last time, and now the truth of the situation has to bring about its consequences.
And in a moment of just profound irony, Jesus turns and asks the religious leaders who are listening what the owner should do. And they, without even realizing it, pronounce judgment on themselves. They declare that the owner will put those wretched tenants to a miserable death.
And then Jesus reveals the parable's full meaning, quoting directly from Psalm 118.
The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. The very one they are about to cast out is the one on whom everything new will be built.
You see, the mercy they rejected was meant to be their rescue. The son they killed is the foundation of God's new people. His rejection and death didn't end the story. It actually became the centerpiece of God's entire plan of salvation.
But Jesus doesn't leave this as just some historical lesson. No, he brings the parable to a sharp, personal, and totally unavoidable conclusion for every single person who hears it, both then and now.
As he says in Matthew 21, verse 44, there are only two ways to encounter this cornerstone. Only two. You can fall on the stone, which means coming to him in surrender, being broken of your pride, and being healed. Or you can continue in rejection until that stone of truth eventually falls on you, crushing you. An encounter with Christ? It's unavoidable.
In the end, this parable reveals Jesus for who he truly is. He is the patient, madness-breaking mercy of God sent into the world. He is the mercy that reveals the insanity of our rebellion, and he is the only mercy that can rescue us from it, when we finally fall on him and surrender.